Welcome back. Every Thursday on News 9 at 9, we're going in depth with Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gourley.
Recently, there have been several gang-related shootings around the city, including the shooting at the Oklahoma State Fair last month. This week, we talked to the chief about how his department handles gang violence. Here's Lisa Monahan.
Every week, we chat with Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gourley about the issues facing our city. And this week, we're talking about gang violence in the metro. And we know gang-related violence is not a new problem in the metro, but with the recent shooting at the fair and even the Choctaw football game, it's re-entered the headlines. So we'd like to know, how does OCPD go about investigating these cases?
We're very fortunate here in the Oklahoma City metro area in that, metro chiefs, all of the chiefs of the surrounding agencies, we get together, meet frequently. Our federal partners, including the U.S. Attorney's Office, all of our federal agencies, we all partner together to target gang crime so that those individuals cannot cross state lines or, get outside the metro area. If one crime is being committed, if it occurs in Oklahoma City, but there's also a link to another city within the metro, we handle that by working together and make sure those crimes are all worked together and that we're tracking who these individuals are, identifying the gang members, and targeting them specifically through long-term investigations. We do everything we can to disrupt these gangs and make sure these folks know if you want to be a member of a gang in Oklahoma City, you're going to do a lot of prison time if you're committing crimes as part of that.
And you have a unit specific to working these gang-related crimes.
We have a violent crimes apprehension team. We also have violent crimes investigators that target these individuals. Several of those individuals, the majority of our VCAT or violent crimes team, they also have cross-deputization with not only the county sheriffs in the area, but our federal partners as well. So we can even arrest on federal charges, and we have detectives that can file those charges as well. So that's the big thing in how we target a lot of these is targeting them at the federal level when the firearms are involved. But one of the biggest things that we see that is really a problem for us right now is a lot of these gang members are juveniles. And we've said before, it's one of the biggest discussions we have at major city chiefs when we get together. I've talked to legislators about it as well, is we've got to look at our statutes regarding juvenile crime. And the juvenile system that has been in place for years was designed to deal with kids going into the store and stealing candy and truancy and those things. It was never designed to deal with someone who's taking a firearm and shooting at another individual and committing these violent crimes that are occurring at higher levels with juveniles. And a lot of times, the gangs know that. The gang members, the more senior members, and they get the juveniles to do the dirty work, so to speak, and be more involved in those violent crimes because they know those penalties are not going to be as severe for them. So we've really got to look at how our juvenile justice system works and how these folks get held accountable for these serious violent crimes.
So in addition to stricter laws, there are also things that can be done within the community. I know that police often work with community members. What's being done right now to curb this gang-related violence?
Absolutely, and that's always our primary goal, is try to keep these kids out of this lifestyle to begin with. We have several programs, whether it be our PAL program, youth programs such as FACT, and PAL is the Police Athletic League, and then how we partner with folks in the community to get those things done. There's a group on the northeast side right now that's working through violence interruption. That's very new. It's very encouraging what they're doing and trying to go out and target the young kids in the community and get them again before they get into this life of this gang life and committing these crimes. And that's what it's going to take, is we've got to all work together. But again, if that side of it is not keeping them out of that, then when they do make the decision to make an adult choice to pick up a firearm and shoot or injure or kill someone, they've got to be held more accountable, and there's got to be more strict laws that deal with that on the juvenile side as well.
I mean, no parent wants to lose their child to gang violence, so what can parents do to prevent their child from getting involved in something like this?
And I think that's a lot of times what people don't look at is the cost this has to a community. You're losing your youth that could be productive in society. And I think for parents it's extremely difficult, but any of those things that they can get their kids involved in, after school activities, keeping them in school, and sports, in the programs that we have through the police department where we connect youth. We have youth leadership programs that aren't just through the police department. The city has a youth leadership program as well, and other things. Just keeping kids involved in things that are productive, that aren't, aren't leading them or giving them the opportunity to go down this path and be involved in gangs.
Great advice this morning, Chief. Thanks for being with us as always. If you have a question for the Chief, you can send it to chatwiththechief@griffin.news and we'll get you some answers.